Hello, welcome to McBoss Capital channel. My name is Michael Chu. This is this video for recapping this week's growth stocks list that I'm following, and we'll go through some of those growth stocks. And so for the week, July 13 to 17 here, 2026, we have market allocation down to 40-60% based on IBD's market signal there. Accumulation distribution seems healthy. So that's more accumulation than distribution. From that perspective, we're seeing financials, industrial standing out here. We'll take a look at that. So currently I'm following roughly 630 stocks here. Out of those, 208 is in uptrend and 348 in downtrend, and 74 is within 1% of the moving average. Based on that, we're seeing 37% are in uptrend, which is very similar to where it closed last week, which is quite surprising. The market in general, the stocks here are still doing not too bad, considering a lot of AI chip stocks got hit hard this week, and we'll take a quick look at that. And also, even stocks hitting new high is not, actually 55 higher than where it closed last week. So pretty good numbers. So what is going on with the list here? So for this week, we're going to talk about two lists. First list is what I usually have, which has been tracked since March 31st. And that list, we're seeing 47 still in the top 100 in technology, and we see 17 industrial and 17 health and so forth. So that is where the top 100 is. But again, that list is a little bit old now because it's been more than 3 months old since March 31st. So let's go to that list here. So you can see the symbol here and the price performance here. Now, at the top here, you see that all these mostly are tech stocks here. You see the technology group here and the industry group. There's one financial, one industrial, and one health here in the top 12, but the rest is all technology, right? And they're in downtrend. And as you scroll down here, you see a lot of red downtrend stocks. And from this top 100 here, a lot of them are technology, but a lot of the technology are in downtrend. And the reason they're in downtrend is because most of these are in the chip sector or AI sector, right? So let's take a quick look at those. So I'm going to talk about the downtrend stocks first because it really highlights what's happening in the marketplace, and then we'll shift gear towards where the strength, like what has replaced these names here in terms of strength. So let's go over this quickly just to see what's happening. So let's start with MXL. This is a chip stock. So this stock, MXL Max Linear, is number one on the list. It came up here, and then if it kind of came down pretty hard here, corrected, and then it jumped up one more time and had this climax top here. And right now, it's been coming back to where the previous low is. So it is in danger zone because if we don't find support here, we can go down a lot further. Right now, it's already down 44% from the top here. So next stock here is PNG. So this one also corrected pretty hard. It is now 32%, sitting at the red line, which is the 10-week moving average. Next we have Exterior Lab, symbol A Lab, and here we go. Really strong run up. Climax top here near 500, not quite, and then we fell down now to 39% below this high, and we are below the 50-day here. So the problem with some of these stocks are they're not only just correcting, but they have lost. In this case, this one has lost the support of the red line, for 2 days in a row now, as it make news low. So that is concerning. Next, we have a couple of stocks here. One is CISO in the financial space, and one is VPG. Well, CISO is actually a financial stock, which is a very strong area right now. But CISO did pull back for 2 days, and then it did rebound from the bottom here on Friday. So this one doesn't look as bad at all. Like this is only 10% off the top. And not only that, we found support on Friday. So there's a chance this will continue because the financial area is pretty strong right now. And if this does rebound, it could be still a very strong stock. But it has a huge gain already, just so you know. So let's come back to more AI related stock. Vishay in the chip area. This one came down pretty strong as well. Now it's way below the 50-day red line. It's 31% from the top. Next we have AMD here. We did cover that in the main market video. Please watch that if you want to see the analysis there. MU is number 7 at this moment from this list. That is Micron Technology, and this one also break through the red line. Again, losing its big support there. 32% now from the top. Next we have CMO and TENB here. This is Silicon Motion. This is also in the computer hardware area. Look at this. It's pushing down and below the red line, 50-day. It's 25% from the top. This is Tenable Holdings. This is actually in the software security area, which is actually not doing too bad. Currently, it is somewhat in a downtrend just because it had come down to 10-day and get challenged here. So it's just within not too far from the green line as well. So it's not really downtrend at this moment. So it's not looking too bad actually. And we'll see later more of the software group. Their security, especially, they're not doing too bad. They're not doing too bad. Next we have Hinge Health. This one also pulling back, but again, doesn't look too bad, right, compared to the chips area. This one is trying to find support right now at the green line. You can see 2 days in a row. It just doesn't want to go down. It stay positive, which is very interesting. And this is Hinge Health. So next we have Datadog and Dell. So here we see this nice base here. This one is also in the software enterprise. Again, software doesn't appear to be slammed like the AI chip stock. So this one did pull back slightly this week, but you can see it found support near the pink line. It's not quite fall through yet or anything like that, but at least it's trying to hold up where it is right now. One stock that has been showing lots of strength last week was Dell, and it was starting to build this nice cup base here. And then right here, it was bouncing Tuesday, almost near new high, and then Wednesday it got slammed here, which was a big down day, roughly, yeah, 9.8%, so 10%, really, near 10%. So that was a huge drop. Not only the drop was severe, it pushed the price down below 10 and 21 day here. And then on Friday, we went down even further near the red line before we found support and bounced back. Now, the bounce back is strong, right? It's an upside reversal, but we're still seeing this green line starting to turn down now, which is the 10-day. Now, if it can pass through that 10-day and stay up there, that'll be a good sign. Then maybe there's possible recovery here. But if it can get rejected at the red green line here, or the pink line even, which is 21 day, that'll be kind of not a good thing, right? So we'll see what happens here. But very surprised Dell was acting so strong until that day here. Again, I'm not sure if there's any news, but that is not a good day. So I'm going to skip the ones that are doing well at this moment. We have SanDisk here, downtrend Credo, VSH, right? We have STX, Marvel, right? HPE, right? And we see STM here. We talk about ARM in the main market video. And we have WDC Western Digital in the data storage too. So one of the hardest group is in the data storage space. SanDisk is the #1 stock in the last year. Huge run right here, especially in the last, since April rally here. Huge run. Now we're starting to fall back pretty fast. Look at this, 3 days now below the red line, hitting new lows each time and very severe as well. Here's MU Micron Technology, also giving back a lot. It was now it's down 32%, quite severe. Again, 3 days below the red line. This is starting to be concerning. And you can see even Friday's bounce was kind of weak, right? It just couldn't even gain a percent from that bounce. Here's Seagate Technology. It did bounce back a little bit on Friday, down 31% still. Again, another thing you can draw is this green line coming down, the slope, which forms a trend line going down. Again, we want to see when it comes back to the green line, if it does, how will it react around that zone? Because it so far has been rejected many times here. You can see right here, like multiple times. Here's Western Digital Corp, WDC, also in the similar group here, computer hardware peripheral. This one also coming down. Tried to bounce back on Friday, up 2%, but notice where it is compared to the green line. Still very far away. Even if it does bounce back to near it, what will it do back then at that time? So in general, we're seeing lots of AI stocks getting hit. If I go through this list, there's a lot. You can see electrical semiconductor, right? Lots of semiconductors here. And that was what's dominating in the last 3 months, right? From pretty much April, May, and June. And then in the last 2, 3 weeks, depending which stock you look at, a lot of them top. Let's say look at, for example, Western Digital. It top on June 18th. So roughly, yeah, actually that's actually four weeks now, surprisingly, for some of the stocks that have top. Let me see. I think MU. Let's see if it. So usually they do top at the same time, but let's just see. This one, June 25th. So 1 week later. So it's been correcting for 3 weeks now. Now if you do believe these stocks will come back, then one thing we can look for is a base forming, right? If it's forming a base, it will start to correct. At some point, it will stabilize, form the bottom of that base, and then start to rise on the right side. This process can take, anywhere from usually 5 to 7 weeks. That is the general length of a base. Now, if it could definitely take more time, like 10 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever, a longer, much period. But in general, right, if a growth stock is doing well, if they want to continue their trend, they will usually come out of this correction very quickly within 5 to 7 weeks. And that's what IBD generally follow in their base structure. Those are the timeline generally. Those are the best potential ones. Not saying it can't take longer, it definitely can. Some stocks will base forever, so will base for a long time. Anyhow, so that's this group of stocks that we just talked about is the chips and AI. Been hurt really bad. Hopefully, I don't have any of these stocks. Quite a while ago, I sold most of them. So where is the strength going to? Now, you can either wait for this to come back and start to buy them, right? I'm always watching. If that happens, I might start to buy it back if I see, that they just won't go down anymore, right? Like especially after a week or 2 weeks of sessions, it just won't go down, and then it can break back above the 10-day. That will be really good. Now, in the meantime, the market is shifting gear towards other areas of the market. And one of the stronger area is in the financial group. Let me come back to this statistics here. So we look at a second list, and the second list actually start from, let me bring it here. So I've changed the date here, June 22nd. And the reason I choose June 22nd is many stocks did in the AI tech area top during that time. That was the top. And so basically I'm saying, hey, give me the stock list where after June 22nd, where the stocks have ranked since then. So a lot of the AI chip stocks will not even be in this list because, or at least at the top, right? Because they'll be in downtrend, first of all, and then they won't rank in the top because they're no longer the leader. Here we start counting from March, therefore we see this as still the leader because that's how much it has gained since then. But they're giving back, right? They were like, MXL was once up 500%, now it's down to 340. It's still humongous, but if you count from now, right? If I go from to this new list and let me just bring up MXL for a second, it is in negative. Like I don't show negative numbers because yeah. So it's in the negative. It's actually not gaining anything. The actual number, yeah, I don't remember which column shows the actual number here. Percent off high maybe. So let me come back to the second column here. So he's 44% from the high, right? So yeah. So right now it is down 25%. So this is the number I was looking for. 25% since June 22nd. That's what the number means. Okay. So let's focus on this new list because it's more recent. It now removes anything that's from long time ago that has been a strong performer. So it's been about a month's data, right? And not only that, we start having new data from earnings, in the last 2 weeks since July, pretty much, right? And we're gonna see lots of earnings coming out in the next few weeks, and that will change this list significantly in terms of how it ranks because some will go from uptrend to downtrend, and some will go from downtrend to uptrend. Depends if they do move above their short-term moving average or below their short-term moving average. So those are things to watch out for. The other things we're watching is obviously the new highs. That shows that hey, this is the new high for this whole time frame. So since June 22nd, if we are making a new high, it will show up here. So, the last date that was traded was July 17th. So we hit that date and now we're making a new high. And this list, you look at the ranking here and you look at the percentage gain. Obviously, the gain hasn't been much because it's only been 1 month. But you can see who are leading. And here we have oil and gas refining showing up, right? Right. And we'll talk about that in a second. And then we have software security, software here, software, like in the top, software, right? Then we have one commercial service staffing, one commercial service advertising. We have one commercial staffing here as well. We have cosmetics, just a loner group here by itself, personal care here, right? And and then we start to see some financial stocks pop up here in the financial credit card payment processing area, right? There's more here, right? And then we see more software, right? And so forth. So that's where the strength are, the software, the refineries, the financials, some of the payment stuff, especially. Then we see a few industrials group in the commercial services. That is what's at the top. Okay, that's what's at the top. There's some banks, regional banks as well. Investment management show up as well, right? So based on the new list, the number of stocks in the top 100, you can see 41 in technology, so it's still strong. So where are this? And most of them are in software. So the chips and AI stocks are being blown apart right now, and then we have the software taking over that group, that sector, which is very, very interesting, right? So we're gonna look at that first. Then we go to look at financial because we have a lot of financial banks reported this last week or two, and they're showing pretty good numbers, and market is liking it, and it's been pushing those stocks up as well. And then the rest are very equivalent: retail, industrial, health, commodities, energy. So we're gonna look in that by sector by sector. So first we'll take a look at the technology sector here. This is the industry groups here. Again, we're sorting by technology sector. You can see all the computer software related groups are right here, dominating in the top 100. And we scroll down, and you can see there's a lot of them that are in uptrend, right? Especially at the top here. There's some in downtrend, okay, and but there's also a lot still in uptrend. So that is where the strength is. And you can see some of these are making new highs too. So we'll take a look at some of this as well. Here's the computer software security group, which is at the top here. We can see that TENB, which we talked about earlier, that's the one that is slightly near the moving average, kind of been choppy. But if you go down the list here, we're seeing them all in uptrend right now. And even most of them are in the top 100 as well. And then even this one is VRSN is actually making new highs. So let's take a quick look because this group is really strong. Again, we already talked about TENB earlier. Let's move on to S and OKTA. So Sentinel-1, symbol S. This one has been rising really sharp. You can see recently, relative strength is really shooting up really fast. Now it's 82, and as it moved up, you can see it found support at the green line as well. Right now, it's pulling back slightly. So it's still above the green line, that's why it's in uptrend. But look at how tight it's trading. It just doesn't want to close at the bottom. Also, it doesn't want to close that much red, It's only down 0.3% on Friday. So where you can see there's a lot of support. This is a huge base. It's hard to see here, but this is a huge base right here. It's been stemming from a long time ago, like almost a year. And this is the high right here at the top here. And this is a $19 stock, so it can be a little bit volatile in terms of how much it moves. So the ATR, which is how much the daily range is, it's 5.6%. So it's a pretty big range every day. So that's why, yeah. But it is 9% to pivot. So the pivot is this line right here. We are 9% from the top here. So yeah, so this looks like if it start to bounce again, that'll be a good opportunity. This is OKTA, also another security stock. This one is also bouncing back from the 10-day. So this one, already building this nice round base here. And then we have this high handle pulling back. Then we bounce, new high, and then we bounce again as it pulls back here. So looks good on Friday, up 1%. Here's sell point, symbol SAIL. This one also looking pretty good actually. It's bouncing back. Not as strong as previous stocks, but it still found support near the 10-21 day line here. And now it's above there, slowly moving out. We'll see how it reacts around this black line. It got rejected the first time. We'll see what happens the second time. Next we have Z scalar here. ZS is the symbol. Here, this is building a nice base. Here's a handle forming. Again, it formed a little, get to new high here, but it pulled back once more. Look at how this time it didn't really come down to the red line here. So, and then it bounced on Friday, so that's up 2.4%. Then we have CrowdStrike holding here. This one has been moving also out of this base. Then we pull back pretty strong. Then we have a strong bounce right here, breaking out. And then from there, we start to pull back. And so far, it's holding the lows here near 200 above the green line. But it's 3 days down now, so we'll see if we can continue to find support here. Next, we have Gen Digital. This is surprisingly big cap, 16 billion. But I don't hear about this stock much on business news channel and so forth. But this is a nice cup, and then now we have this handle forming. And so far, it's coming close to this high here. And it could break out from there. We'll watch for that. This is a $26 stock at this moment. Here's VRSN. This one also climbing up really nice. There's only one down day here. That is very strong, acting really strong. And also found support at the green line here. Now we're trying to get through this red line at the top here. And we're trying for it. So we'll see. This is the second time now. 2 times now. It hasn't surpassed it yet. But we'll see. Maybe it can next time. Next, we cover the software enterprise group here. At the top here, we have KVYO, IoT making new high, WDAY making new high, Workday, Net Palantir BLKB, ASAN, this one's making new high, PCOR making new high, and then here we have some downtrend stocks here. So it's kind of a mixed picture, but at least the ones at the top are doing well here. Here we have KVYO in the software enterprise, KVYO. This one's rising nicely here, found support at the 10-day multiple times here, trading very tightly. Yeah, it looks really good. Friday it didn't move up, but it's down 0.8% here. We'll see if this tightness can hold, because it has come down to the green line a couple of times. Here's IoT Samsara. This one has a nice cup with handle pattern right here. You see the pivot line. It comes through on Friday, but it did pull back slightly. It didn't close at the bottom of the range. It closed in the middle of the range, so not too bad. Up 2.3%. We'll have to see if we can continue this momentum. Here's Workday also working on a cup-based pattern here. Also pull back twice. So which is following the pattern of the software sector group. We covered that in the main market video. Please watch that if you want to see what I'm talking about. But here we can see the 2 pullbacks, and then again trading very tightly, which is not a bad thing because it didn't even come down to the green line. So it can hold like at this level. That's pretty good, and try to come up the space here before it breaks out. That is what we're hoping for. Here's Cloudflare doing really nicely. It is a very volatile chart, so that is one negative here. But overall, it is climbing the green line, which is 10-day. It found support on Friday as well as it comes back up. So that looks pretty good, up 1.9% on Friday. We did cover Palantir also on the main market video. Next, we have Black Bolt, BLKB. This one also rising slowly here. And then it come out of the red line and break out right here. Falling through the next day, and then on Friday it pulls back 1.9%, but it's still way above the green line here, so that looks pretty good. Asana, this one is bouncing slowly, a little bit weaker because it's just not moving as fast, but it is a $7 stock as well. So Procore Technologies, this one just starting to move out here, still near the red line. So we want to see a follow through here. That'll be great. Next group here is computer software financial. We have Intel here, Q2 here making new high, ALKT within 1%, INTU making new high as well. Here's in-app here, INT is the symbol, rising nicely. You see the green line here. It did pull back once, twice here, found support both times, continued the run here. Friday it did give back slightly 1.4%, so not too bad. We do have this black line coming down. We'll have to see what happens when it reaches there, if it does. Here's Q2 Holdings, also in the computer software financial group. This one also rising the 10-day here, looking pretty good here, making new high on Friday before pulling back. So this is kind of considered a rejection of the black line here. But we'll have to see if we can come back again and test it. It is down 1.3% on Friday, but again, not too far from highs right now. Next, we have ALKT, Alchemy Technology. This one is also pulling back recently, and now it's starting to move again. But so far, it hasn't moved too much, so down 1.2% on Friday. Next, we have Intuit. This one has been in a big correction. It did show that it's trying to climb slowly right now, above the pink line and the green line. We do have the 50-day coming down, so that'll be a challenge right here. So we'll see if we can eventually bounce above that. So there's other areas that are doing well. We have hubs here in the computer software enterprise, special enterprise. We have Weave here in the medical. We have APPF also in the special enterprise software. Adobe software desktop. Apple here. We covered in the main market video, doing well. We have ADSK also making new high in the software design, so that seems to be doing well in that group. We have special enterprise here, DSGX also making new high here. Next, we have the financial group. This is also a very big group. You can see the number of stocks here, although they're not in the top 100 mostly, but they're really big group, and you can see even at the 300 level, ranking, they're still in the uptrend level. So financial stocks have really done well. I would even consider this the number one sector at this moment, just because of the sheer number of stocks that are in uptrend. So we'll start with the finance credit card prepayment processor here. We have WEX, EFT both making new highs. We have Toast here. We have GPN also making new high. We have MasterCard making new high. XYZ and Visa also doing well. Here's WEX. This one is a very strong bounce. As you can see, it's almost a straight line up at a very strong slope here. And it has found support at the 10-day ones here, and then we haven't come down to it once. It just continued to climb back. This is a huge cup, so it will take some time to even come back to the previous high here. But it is one of the strongest stock right now in the financial area. Next, we have Euro Network. YEFT is the symbol. This one also coming straight from the bottom. You can see the green line. The 10-day moving average is also supported recently here, and it continues to make new high. It broke out Wednesday, followed through on Thursday, and Friday, look at that. It doesn't even want to close at the low range here. It closed at the top, so that is very amazing. Here's Toast, also doing pretty good. It's found support at the green line. Here we also did try to come across the black line for the first time, but it didn't work. Then it pulled back here to the green line, so slightly above it. It didn't close at the bottom range, but it was still down 0.8% on Friday. Next, we have global payments. This one also been climbing the green line, found support here at the pink line here, 21-day. Then it bounced off and hit a new high on Friday before reversing lower. It was closed down 3%. We're still above the green line, so we'll see what happens next. Next, we have MasterCard. This one also climbing the green line. Found support here and here. Right now it's pulling back from Thursday's gain. It's down 1.4%. This is XYZ block. This one also been trading along near 10-21-day. A little bit more choppier. It came out on Wednesday after a huge reversal here, upside reversal. That is very positive, but it still did come back down Thursday and Friday. Although Friday didn't close at the low, it's still down 1.9%. Next groups we're going to look at is the investments area, and here we have LPLA, VCTR, AMI, ARS, NASDAQ, MSCI, EFX. All those are making new high here. Well, SCIC also making new high. We have KKR here, BX also making new high. We have FIS making new high, and CPay here also making new high. This is LPL Financial Holdings. This one also been bouncing all the way from the bottom here, riding the 10-day line. Only bounced off it once here, And right now it's definitely a little bit extended, getting challenged at the black line here. It did have a negative reversal on Friday, down 1.7%. We'll see if we can find support soon. Here's Victory Capital Holdings in the finance investment management area. This one is also sharp, really strong here after getting tests at almost 10-day, 21-day, and 50-day moving average before reversing higher, and then from there it just kept going. And right now it is pulling back slightly as it get extended from the 10-day here. So again, this is already doing pretty well. We'll see if it can find support here as it may come down to the 10-day line. Here's AAMI, Acadian Asset Management. This one moving up really nicely here along the green line, which is the 10-day moving average. On Friday, look at that, it found support at the lows here before bouncing back to near the highs here. So looking very sharp, this one. Here's Eris Management Corp. This one also moving up higher. And then right here, it's trading very tightly, and all 3 days are up. So it's sitting above the red line here, all the short-term moving average. This one also looks really good. Here's NASDAQ. This one has moved up also very sharply. It did reverse on Friday by 2%, 2.7%. The green line is down here, so it might have to, test it or come close to it before it bounces again if it does. Here's MSCI in the financial service specialty. This one also bounced nicely here. This is a big cup. It's been testing the 10-day as it climbs, and on Friday it did reversal, downside reversal, down 1.3%. It may test this green line here as it comes close to it. Here's EFX Equifax. This one also bouncing from this 10-day, 21-day short-term moving average, and then it climbed on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before reversing lower and closed 1.4%. Here's Welltower. This is in the REITs area, doing really well. Look at this nice pattern here moving up. Then it comes down, test the 10-day here again before moving out and break out. And then Friday make new high. Here's SCIC also bouncing. 10-day here and make new high right there. Fall through Thursday, Friday, it pulled back slightly. So it's up, it's down 1%, but it's still way above the green line. So next other areas that are doing well include TBVK from Banks Northeast region, AON insurance broker. We have WTW here, insurance brokers as well, making new high. Zillow in the real estate area, NIC in the banks Midwest. We also have PNC. Some of these stocks report earnings this week, including PNC here, Super Regional Bank, TFC here, USB doing well, Bank of America also doing well. A lot of the stocks have reported. We have BMO also doing well. Key here, Super Regional Bank also doing well. Here's the Bancorp, symbol TBVK. Look at this green line here, bouncing. It did pull down to there, and then it bounced off the next day, gap up, very strong move. And then from there, trade really tightly before bouncing again. This stock looks like it has very little distribution. It continues its really strong upward momentum. AON in the insurance here, this one also rising pretty nicely along the green line here. Did find pullback here, found support on Thursday. Friday it makes new high again, but then it reversed. It's still only down 0.3%. We're getting close to this pivot line here. So hopefully the market is set up to have more stock breaking out. So we'll see if that will happen. Here's Willis Tower Watson here, insurance. This one also have a big cup base pattern here, slowly rising on the right side. It did pull back recently, bounced on Thursday and Friday before reversing lower. So this is the first time it tests that black line as well. Zillow Group, slowly moving on the right side. It still looks kind of weak because the trend line is of the 50 days coming down. So if we can break through that area, that will look really good. This is Nicolette Bank shares, a regional bank. This one breakout recently, pulls back, then slowly rise here along the 10-day, and then make new high on Thursday before pulling back on Friday down 1.3%. Another sector that's doing well is the industrial. A lot of commercial services you see here are doing well. Transportation, machinery even. So we see there's lots of stocks also making new high right here. So that's worth paying attention to. And you can see even as I scroll down, there's lots of stocks still making new highs here. And then also we see lots of downtrend stocks at the bottom. So from the top here, we have FA and KFRC, both from the commercial service staffing area. First Advantage Corp, this one recently pulled back after a nice run breakout here to new high. And then from here, the bounce back also happened right near the green line. So very nice touch here and then bounce off. Here's KFRC, also in the same industry group, also didn't bounce up, came out to make new high. This one even better, it didn't even come down to the green line. It bounced, and from there we continue to make new high. Friday a little bit rough, wider range here, but it did close in the middle, so we'll see what happens next. Next we have TRI in the market research area, FDS also in the market research area. Here's Thomson Reuters, TRI is the symbol. This one also came bouncing back from the bottom here nicely along the green line here. It did find support here on Tuesday. Wednesday it started to bounce. Thursday and Friday it tries to make new high, but Friday gave up some of the gains, 2.6. Here's FDS Facet Research Systems in the commercial service market research. This one also bounced out the black line here, the downtrend for the 200-day moving average, and then from there we're able to come out here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We tried to pull back, but it eventually found support again on Thursday. Friday it tried to break out, but it reversed and closed at the bottom range. Let's see if we can eventually find support and bounce out of this base here, this really short base. Next we have CTAS and PAYX here in the commercial service outsourcing. Looking at CTAS, this one is coming back on the right side of the base, bouncing really sharp. This last 4 days out of 5, it was just coming straight up. And then Friday, it didn't close at the bottom either. It just closed slightly below the half mark range, and it got rejected at the new high here, but it might try again, so we'll see. This one is Paychecks in the commercial service outsourcing as well. This one also climbed above the black line. It did climb above it and then kind of pull back towards the 10-day green line moving average. And then as you can see here, it has found support since. It hasn't come down and touched it once. On Friday, it made new high before pulling back just to close slightly lower than Thursday's close. Then we have CMPR also in the commercial service market research. We have transportation logics here, CHRW making new high. We have HQY, commercial service outsourcing again, ARCB in the transportation truck. So some of the transportation is doing well here. We have MCO in commercial service market research. Another transportation truck, we have WERN here. OMC in the commercial service advertising. We have WCN also making new high in the pollution control area. TFII in the transportation truck. We have SPGI, commercial service market research. XMTR, this is in the electrical contract manufacturing, which is surprising that it's kind of making new high. CSX here, transportation rail. XPO, transportation logistics. J in the JBO in the heavy construction. Role in the maintenance area, building maintenance. We have ODFL in the transportation truck. XL in the aerospace defense. We have Clean Harbor CLH in the pollution control making new high. NFG also making new high. Utility gas, MSA in security safety. Down here, this one actually reversed and make a downtrend. Other than that, yeah, so those are the groups that are doing well. Next is the commodities energy area. Mostly oil and gas are doing well here. As you can see, all the uptrend stocks here, all are oil and gas except for one in agriculture, DAR. But the rest are in refining, mostly with field service. One U.S. exploration, integrated, a lot integrated machinery and the oil and gas. Again, we have U.S. exploration here. And oil and gas transport pipeline. So from the top here, we have PBF making new high, Dino making new high, we have LB just coming back, VLO here making new high, MPC also making new high, XPro in the oil and gas field service making new high, PSX making new high, DAR, DQNR here, oil and gas integrated, CVX here, also oil and gas integrated. We have EOG, oil and gas US production, Devon US oil production, ET in the transport pipeline, XOM in the oil and gas integrated. This is PBF Energy in the oil and gas refining area. Look at this huge run all the way from the bottom, coming on the right side, breakout right here, barely pull back towards the 10-day, bounce once again, and on Friday, it make a new high up almost 3%. Here's Dino HF Sinclair Corp, also doing really well in the oil and gas refining area. This one also came straight up from the bottom, and obviously this are probably related to the US-Iran stuff, but the oil price have been slowly moving back up as well. Here's the recent pullback right here after the breakout, and from there it reversed, and from there we had 5 more days of just making new highs each day. This is Lambridge, a US oil and gas producer here. It looks like pullback here, so slightly weaker than the previous stocks we saw. It is setting up for trying to break out this base. It fell on Thursday, but we'll see if it tries again and break out. Here's Valero Energy Corp, also bouncing straight from the bottom here. It found support once here, twice near the green line, and then from here we haven't come back. So starting to feel a little bit extended. MPC here, Marathon Petroleum Corp, also pushing straight from the bottom here. Really haven't touched the green line once here recently. Looks really good, making new highs each day. Here's Expro Oil and Gas Field Service. This one also break out right here recently. This is a smaller price stock, $16, smaller market cap, less than 2 billion. So yeah, looking pretty good. Come out this red line to 50-day, and from there continue to move higher despite Friday's down day. There is not much. It's only down 1.4% on Friday. Here's health. At the top we see NEO here within 1% moving average. Medical services, Eton here making new high. Biotech, PNTG also moving higher, new high. Long-term care, we see GCOS POD still in uptrend. We have BLFS here, medical products. URGN in the biotech. We have ABT in the diversified. This one report this week. Core here also making new high in the wholesale drug supplies. MCK also in the same group, also making new high. H-Roll here, biotech. ENSG here, long-term care. PHC, ethical drugs. STE, this is system equipment, medical system. RPRX here. So this is Neogenomics NEO here. Very nice chart. It formed this nice really pullback here, and then now it's starting to move. It is only $14 stock, but it looks like it trades pretty tightly, so looks really good right now. We'll see if we can bounce for support there. Next we have Eton Pharmaceuticals. This one also bouncing really strong on Friday. There must be some news which I'm not sure about, up 30%. But before that, it was already doing really well. You can see here it has a nice run, pull back, and then it start to recover here. This is Pendant Group in the medical home nursing care. PNTG, this one breakout recently. Very nice big bounce from the bottom here as it rides the 10-day line. Eventually, they find support once here, and then from there we continue on making new highs. This is BioLife Solutions, the medical products group. From the start, a little bit volatile. We tried to come out this base, but it failed. From there, we had this pretty big pullback here, found support at the pink line, and 10-day here also found support here, and then it declined, trying to break out once again, and it fell, reverse, and this is down 3% on Friday. It's now at the 10-day once again. This Eurogen Pharma, this one also doing nicely, bouncing all the way here to the top. On the way, it did find at least I see it's 3 times it pulled back to the 10-day before ultimately going back up again. So this one, making new highs each day, very strong. Last but not least, we have the retail sector here. At the top here, we have Cody in the cosmetics, personal care, GT, auto truck, cars, retail, wholesale, automobile. We have JD and SC both in retail, internet. NWS here, media, newspaper. Eat here, retail, restaurants. SN, Shark Ninja, household appliance. Whereas we have TBZ in the retail restaurants. Then we have 5. These are stocks making new high right here. 5 retail discount. PM in the tobacco. TGT retail chain. And then we have Burlington here, apparel, shoes, Dollar Tree, discount retail. We also have Yamsi in the retail restaurants, Russia, wholesale automobile, and LEA auto truck. And there's also Roku here, MST, QSR, and Starbucks also making new recent high. Here's Cody. Cody looks pretty good. It bounced out here, then above the red line, pulls back towards it, and then we found support, and then it started to rise. As it rises here, we are making a new recent high. The last one here was 271, so we'll see how it reacts near that level, and then after that will be the black line where it will get tested as well. This is Goodyear Tire and Rubber. This one also a little bit choppy, but it is riding the 10-day. It is making its move right now, making new recent highs. We'll see what happens as it climbs through the black moving average there. Here's cars.com, symbol CARS. This one break out a nice cup with handle pattern, and then from there continue upward, and then before pulling back, looks really good. Slightly extended but not too much. NWS here also bouncing. News Corp Media. This is breaking out of this base here, and yeah, very sharp. It did pull back a little bit here on Friday, but not too much. As it's still way above the green line, so it could digest here a little bit. Here's Brinker International. Eat is the symbol. Restaurant chain here, bouncing nicely. It is very choppy as it bounced, so yeah. And then there's the 10-day moving average. So we're coming back to the previous high as well. So a lot of these stocks have been beaten in many months, and now it's showing lots of strength. Here's Shark Ninja, very similar chart as the last stock here. We climbed this green line, breaking out, and we pulled back recently. And here is how very tight trading here, and then we come out once again today because of now, yeah. So this is Shark Ninja doing really well. So as a recap, as you can see from the new list here, there's actually a lot of stocks being under accumulation now, pushing it to new high. So that is very interesting. So yeah, software is okay, doing well. Like it's choppy, but it's okay. We'll wait for that breakout moment. And then for chips, we saw many examples how it's deteriorate past the below the 50-day moving average. It will take some time for it to find its footing, even if it builds a base here. So yeah, as a recap, we're seeing oil refining doing well. We're seeing computer software, especially in security area, also doing well. We see some retail, not too many, just some stocks there popping up as well. We have industrials that are also doing well. They're not at the high ranking, but they are coming back up. And financials really strong right now. You can see lots of financials as we near the 80 to 100 ranking right now, as the possible can come up more. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe this video. I know this is a long video, but it kind of highlights that maybe things are not as bad as it seems, other than for the AI chip stocks. And that's where they got hit hard. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe.